What's going on, everyone? Good evening and welcome to the Daily Wrap. I'm Darkside Phil, and let's talk about what transpired today. Well, today was a pretty fun day. First of all, on the Level 1 podcast, I had a positive update for everyone. Someone had donated enough Nintendo Online credits that we locked in that I will be playing Splatoon 3 this Friday. All right, we talked a little bit about what people want to see. Seems like most people want to see the multiplayer. Some are thinking that I should do the single player at some point simply because I guess the single player will have new gameplay mechanics explored in it at some point. But obviously the game is meant for multiplayer, so likely when I play it on Friday, that's what we're going to start with, all right? So we talked about that. We talked about some updates on various things. And yes, I finally addressed the thing that people have been asking me for 3 days straight, formally, the story of Kiwifarms, how it relates to me, and what I think about Kiwifarms essentially being shut down, although they may come back in another capacity somewhere else. They're pretty much gone from the internet in the way that they ever were an ongoing presence. If you want any of that, check out the podcast from today, because people kept coming to that. Gee, what do you think about Kiwifarms? What do you think about Kiwifarms? And I was like, nope, go to the podcast, watch that. I'm not going to keep talking about it forever. It's in the past at this point, okay? Then on the first stream, we finished Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed. In summary, it's definitely not a bad game. I even feel like the game improved upon a lot of the gameplay elements from the first installment that I played 2 years ago. However, the fact that the plot really isn't that good, and in fact, there really isn't anything interesting going on until almost the final fifth of the game, when there's a whole new alien race introduced, and then almost nothing is done with them. It's a disappointment for me. Like, I was hoping to get the same level of entertainment and humor as I got out of the first game, and they completely changed the plot, made it all about sex jokes and immature shit rather than kind of more interesting humor, and I just didn't like it overall because of that. Not to say that the gameplay was bad, but man, it was repetitive, and it's kind of like they ran out of ideas by the end of the game. So, it is what it is. It was still a fun playthrough, a short one. Thanks to anyone who chilled and supported that playthrough for the 11 or so hours that it lasted. I ended up having a whole extra almost hour on the stream, so I did a Q&A video. So if you see a random impromptu Q&A, that's where it came from, okay? Tonight on the late stream, it was Multiverses. Finally, I got to play it again this week after waiting a whole week to play. We played with Velma again because, number one, I really liked Velma last week, and I wanted to play with her even more. And number two, Gizmo got delayed. Gizmo from Gremlins was supposed to originally release today. He got bumped a few days, so we'll be playing with him next week when I play again. Overall, had a great time. Actually got a lot of wins with Velma, and I'm learning a lot more of how to play with her. I actually really enjoyed the build. I think now her best ability might be that flashlight. That seems like a really fast move. You can jump and immediately be hitting and charging for a knockback move. Seems pretty good. So I really enjoyed myself, although admittedly, there's still times when I swear I'm getting knocked off the edge of the map and the game will just not respond. No jumping, no dashing, no special, can't do anything. It's really annoying when that happens. It's almost like the netcode desyncs, and next thing you know, you just die and you have no defense against it. Luckily, that doesn't happen every match. It's still kind of annoying. Support today. First stream, outstanding. Gifted memberships, super chats, and tips. Tips goal was hit. Wow. Late stream. Well, super chats weren't bad. We actually had tons of gifted memberships, like 8. All right. But tips were very slow. Little disappointing, and here's why. As I explained earlier in the week, I have giant bills coming up this weekend. I already had to spend a lot of money earlier in the week. Today was my wife's birthday, so I got her a nice birthday dinner, and I'm trying to basically have enough money for these bills on the weekend, and having a slow stream like tonight hurts. I hope tomorrow it won't be like that, all right? But overall, I'm very grateful. Today was a great day. I'm really happy because gifted memberships are back. A bunch came. In fact, we went from like 380 some memberships all the way up to almost 410. I think we're at 409, 410 by the end of the night. So we're making great progress with memberships as a result of the gifted memberships being back. That's excellent, okay? So what's going on tomorrow? First of all, the false copyright strikes against DSPGaming may clear up tomorrow, or they may not. YouTube told me they're supposed to, but I don't really know if that's the case or not. YouTube says a lot of things and then they're wrong. So I don't know if they'll clear up tomorrow or not. Now, I promised you guys that when these strikes clear up, because they are false and they are going to clear up, I'm going to tell you the full story of what happened, which a lot of you have wanted to know all along. And I told you I can't tell you until they'll clear it up, because obviously when there's possible litigation and issues going on, you can't be talking about it publicly. I need those clear things to be aired and cleared. And once they're done, then I can talk about it. If they're cleared by the podcast, we could do that in the morning. But I don't know what's going to happen. It may take longer. So let's see what happens. All right. Tomorrow's main gameplay stream is more Saints Row 1. We're actually poised to finish Los Carnales plotline, which is the second major gang of the game. Once we do that, there's a third, the Rollers, that we got to start working on because we haven't even started on that one yet. But essentially, we're going to be heading into kind of like the final third of the game once we beat Los Carnales. So that should be good. Good progress tomorrow, hopefully, and we'll continue on with that playthrough. And on the late stream tomorrow night, I'm finishing up Midnight Fight Express, the indie brawler that just gets better and better literally every time I play it. Even though it gets tougher, it gets more fun. I actually can't wait to see what the heck they're going to throw at me on the late stream to end it, because I can't imagine. All right, now I'm not here on Thursday. Friday now is going to be the premiere of Splatoon 3 on the first stream. That's going to be paired with Friday Night Fights, the Capcom Fighting Collection on the late stream. And yes, this is definitely a test stream. If we can get matches and actually have fun playing the game online again, then we'll keep it in the rotation. But if we end up with another week that's almost dead like last week, we're basically on borrowed time, and it's going to be like a last chance effort. But I think we may have to retire it. I don't want to. I love playing old school fighting games and old school Street Fighter, but it seems like this collection's dead. Capcom killed it by not advertising it and not putting it on sale ludicrously during EVO weekend. I can't imagine why they didn't do that besides brainlessness. So we'll see what happens. All right. It's going to be a great week coming up. We're going to have new playthroughs, great new stuff. Thank you for your support. Let's make tomorrow the final, very strong finish for this consecutive streaming week. Sound good, everyone? Have a good night. I'll see you in the AM. Peace out.